It's hard to think of anything worse than a child witnessing their mother's murder. And this friend of the victim that I spoke with says he never saw anything like this coming. 39-year-old Robin Simpson stabbed to death in her own home.
I got into the office this morning about like 9 o'clock, and I got a phone call, and I couldn't believe it.
Antoine Fleming has worked with Simpson for years. He says she's a social worker from Philly who loved her daughter.
She was just a good person. She was more than a social worker. She was more than a mother. She was more than a wife. She was more than a friend. She was just a big part of my family's life, and that just doesn't go away.
New details have come to light a month after 49-year-old Robin Simpson was brutally unalived in her home in the early morning hours of November 1st. If you did not hear about this tragic story, I will bring you up to speed on it. See, 49-year-old Robin was a social worker from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who lived in the Sunnyside area of Houston, Texas, on the south side. She lived with her husband, Michael, and her 8-year-old daughter, Essence. By all accounts, they seemed to have the best life and truly enjoyed it to the fullest. Robin and Michael had been married about 12 years, and Michael was 8 years her senior. Robin once told someone that being married is good. It's full of memories, laughter, and growth. And by all accounts, it seemed just that way. Before the couple had their child together, they loved to spend time traveling and enjoying sports. Robin was a big Philadelphia Eagles fan, and her husband was an LA Rams fan, and is from California as well. The couple had a huge bucket list and were getting more and more crossed off as the years passed. Michael would oftentimes be at a lot of football games across the country and would attend multiple Super Bowls over the years. He was living a sports fanatic's dream. He would attend the NBA games often, plus NBA Finals and Major League Baseball games, plus World Series. Though it seemed Michael was attending more games, Robin was also in the mix because she loved sports too. Michael was a top-performing sales associate at Saks Fifth Avenue in Houston, Texas, and previously worked in Bloomingdale's in New York City. Michael had been a sales professional in the luxury retail industry for more than 20 years. With his job came a lot of perks, especially when it came to being the man celebrities came to for help with their shopping needs. From the looks of his social media, you could see that he was a very loved man. This man seemed to be at every sporting event, every music festival, and just all over the world, period. Robin and Michael would travel to Paris, Thailand, Australia, China, Africa, Mexico, London, Spain, and that's just to name a few. They went to many, many more places as well. Their life was one to be admired and one that most people wish they had. I mean, Michael was even invited to celebrity parties and bumped shoulders with a lot of well-known people. Life was just getting better for the couple because they would expect their first child together in April 2015. When Essence was born, it just added to the excitement of their life. Essence was not her father's first child, but was Robin's first child. Even though the couple had Essence late in life, it did not stop them one bit, and they hit the ground running. Essence would get her passport and would be traveling the world within months of her birth. Her parents loved to treat her to beautiful places, fun adventures, and of course sporting events. It was like the good times would not stop, and the family would continue thriving year after year after year. By the time Essence was 8, in the 3rd grade, the family would move into a brand new home that was just built on the southeast side of Texas. However, what was not known by the family was that in the summer of 2023, Michael had lost his job. Apparently, he had kept this secret from Robin, and the once frequent social media poster would basically go radio silent online. No more exciting trip pictures, no more game pictures with players, no more Essence festivals, no more hanging with the fellas, and no more pictures with designers in Saks Fifth Avenue. Sadly, behind the scenes, Robin would notice that her husband was depressed, but did not know the full extent as to why. At some point, the secret would be out, and with any couple, would probably cause a strain on the relationship. Not sure who was the breadwinner in this family, because they both made good money, but him not working had to be a big financial hit, I'm assuming. Robin was not just a social worker, she also worked as a Delta Sigma Theta sales vendor, and she was a member of that sorority. Even with her 2 forms of income, anyone that lives in the U.S. knows that most people who are living in the same home, whether it's a couple, roommate, family, friends, or whatever, split the bills to sustain their life. Especially if you are traveling all over the world, and just moved into a newly built home. Not to say that Robin could not take care of things, but she needed to know so that the family could budget accordingly. At the end of October 2023, Robin would speak to one of her best friends back in Philly and told her that Michael was having suicidal thoughts. So it seems to me that Michael had lost his ability to live the way he was accustomed to, plus not being able to provide the way he used to, and was on the edge of snapping. In the early morning hours, around 4 a.m. November 1st, 2023, Robin would call 911 to get help with her husband, who was having a mental episode, according to her call. Robin told the 911 operator that her husband was walking around with a knife, having suicidal thoughts, and then the call abruptly ended. Police would arrive at the family home, and as they approached, they did not hear or see anyone, according to the police report. As the police went to the back door, that is when they saw Essence running towards the front door, and they ran back around to the front. Essence would open the door and said that Daddy is stabbing Mommy, according to news reports. Police would then run to the bathroom where Robin and Michael were, and in there they would find Robin tragically punctured, and she was unalive. And Michael was punctured too, but alive. Michael would be rushed to the hospital where he survived his injuries and later taken to jail and was charged with the unaliving of his wife and aggravated assault on his daughter. Even though Essence was taken to Philly after the tragedy, the family is terrified Michael could post bond, which is set at a low $340,000. He will have to put up 10% of that to be released. That is really surprising that it is that low, especially for what he is alleged to have done. Most people have a bond of $1 million or so. I mean, according to investigators, the brutal attack took place in front of Essence, so she saw the whole thing. How scary that had to have been for an 8-year-old. So now that it's been a little over a month since Robin's life was senselessly taken, her family is speaking out about what happened and the response time of the Houston police. Robin's mother would tell news outlets that her daughter's body was punctured over 60 times, though another source said that Robin's heart was removed during the attack on her life. The punctures were so destructive, Robin had to be cremated because all her arteries were destroyed, according to her mother. There was literally no way to embalm her. Robin's mother would ask for pictures from her body from the corner so they can see just what Michael allegedly did to her daughter. Robin's family also takes issues with the response time and going to the home. Police were on the scene but did not break into the home because they did not see or hear anything, but the family feels that maybe before Essence came running to the front door, that maybe Robin's life could have been saved. Sadly, we will never know, but do you all think that it would have made a difference? When Robin first called 911, the call was cut off abruptly, so I believe that he allegedly started to attack her before police were even dispatched. And maybe it was quiet because the alleged unaliving and suicidal plot was already carried out, and little Essence was probably hiding somewhere from her father, not wanting to make a sound because she didn't want him to find her, because allegedly he had threatened her life, according to police. Let me know what you guys think. This was a man Essence admired and loved very dearly, and now, according to the family, she is scared for him to make bond and tells her aunt every day, I pray my dad never gets out of jail. No kid should ever live in that kind of fear. Robin was a few weeks shy of her big 50th birthday celebration. She was truly loved by so many. Her humor, her heart, her ability to teach others. Robin was said to have the most infectious smile and was so generous, forgiving, and genuine. Her family would celebrate her life and have a big repast plus birthday celebration in one because that is what she would have wanted, according to her loved ones. Loved ones rented out the Met Philadelphia, a historic opera house in Philly. They had a life-size cutout of Robin in her favorite Eagles gear, and everyone was there matching. It was set up so nicely with Robin's name displayed with huge letters across the stage. May her memory and her work live on through her daughter as she gets older, and I truly pray that her mind can be at peace and heal as the days, months, and years go by. This is a tragic, very, very tragic story, and I'm just glad that the alleged perpetrator is behind bars. Please don't forget to comment your thoughts and prayers for this family in their most difficult time. And also don't forget to hit that like button to share and make your people aware. And as always, remember, stay woke. Things change quickly.